Humans are social beings. It is a solid truth that love is a basic human need, and without it, human beings wouldn't be able to survive and thrive. However, we as humans also need to be able to spend time and do activities alone without feeling uncomfortable or anxious. These are pretty easy concepts to understand, but what is far less understood is the heavy price so many people pay for their fear of being alone. Whether it be staying committed to unhealthy friendships and relationships, or even refusing to travel or partake in certain activities alone. This fear can cost so much more than we even know. Since starting a complex personal development journey almost 2 years ago, I began reflecting on my life choices and behavioral patterns since adulthood. And recently, a heavy thought and feeling shook me. Maybe I've been suffering from a substantial fear of being alone. So I'm just north of Campbell River right now, headed to a lesser traveled place on Vancouver Island. There might not be anybody out there. I was actually supposed to go with a good friend of mine, but he actually bailed on me last minute, so I'm just going it alone. This is probably the most off the beaten path place that I'll have ever went to on my own before. There's definitely risks. It's cougar country. There's a lot more animals in the north part of the island, and I'm headed north. Rougher roads again. This is something that's become a theme in my life, trying to find hidden gem waterfalls, and there's 3 hidden gem waterfalls where I'm going. Spectacular waterfalls. I'm not entirely sure how it's gonna feel being this out in the boonies on my own and actually spending a night on my own out there. I think it's really important that I do this. I need to see these waterfalls before the weather gets hot and dry and they're not running very good or at all anymore. And I think more importantly, I need to get used to doing this kind of stuff, because if I'm gonna start traveling the world alone and finding waterfalls elsewhere in the world, I'm gonna have to learn to go it alone. I'm gonna have to learn to be alone. So hopefully I stay safe and this is an empowering experience for me. So my final destination for tonight is Naka Creek. Right now I'm pulled over on the side of the logging road that goes to Naka Creek, and there's apparently a waterfall right here. Not really sure what it looks like. I haven't even seen a picture of it before. It would be a bushwhack to get down there, so what I'm gonna do is just put the drone up, fly over there, and see if I can find it with the drone. So that was Adam River Falls. Pretty cool little waterfall for sure. Rapids. I mean, looked like there was a few small drops there. I had a feeling that one was kind of going to be like that, but I'm still stoked I found it. Onwards to the next one. I just found Tlatlos Falls not even like 2 minutes down this road, and this one is spectacular. It's raging right now. This is already turning out to be such a cool experience. So stoked I came out here.
This waterfall is actually so massive. This is such a great start to this journey. So eye-opening to see that there's still massive waterfalls on the island that I haven't found. On my YouTube channel, I've already got 60 waterfalls, and then there's still waterfalls like this out here. It's crazy. This actually reminds me of Elk Falls a lot. Just the massive size of it, the water volume, like, oh my God. Size of this bridge too, like the bridge is just huge. In the middle of nowhere, you know. I just want to stay here all day, but I should probably get on my way now. So I had to pull over again because I found yet another waterfall. It kind of goes underneath the road and then exits out on the other side of the road. So right there's the bottom part of it. Looks like there's some pretty big drops down there. You can see the ocean straight right there. and you can see the islands. This is amazing. This is so I'm like having these highs and lows, like these moments of fear and then these moments of like just being in awe and like getting the shivers because this place is so cool. All right, not gonna spend too much time here. I want to get to Naka Creek for a sunset if I can.
So I made it here to Naka Creek and this place gives me the shivers. This place is magical. The Ocean Strait is kind of like a river here. You can see how fast it's moving. Before I met my girlfriend Kelsey, who I just loved so much, you know, I always just felt so sad and lonely when I was alone. I was always craving to be in a relationship or craving comfort, craving intimacy. So I think that like being alone is something I have a hard time doing, and part of me wonders if the abandonment issues that I have that I've been working through may play a role in that some way. You know, I also wonder how that might play into why I'm so scared to be alone in the forest, why I'm so scared to travel alone. For so long in my life, I think I relied on the comfort of others and alcohol to make me feel good. For the last couple of years of my life, since getting sober, it's really been a different world for me. I feel everything now. I don't use alcohol or drugs or anything to mask the pain anymore. You know, I think learning how to be okay on your own is so crucial for knowing how to properly love someone. Part of me wonders, you know, how I think my fear of being alone might play into some of my flaws that show in the relationships that I've had. I think if you can learn to be the best version of yourself alone, that carries into your relationships with other people. And it's super crucial that, you know, you don't rely on other people for your own happiness. Part of me wonders sometimes if I do. You know, I just couldn't sleep last night because I just had this feeling like the friend I was gonna come with up here was gonna bail on me, and sure enough it happened, and that instantly sparked some anxiety. You know, I was excited but anxious. I felt calm yet super tense. It's a really hard feeling to explain, and right now I feel so at peace. It's amazing. Here, I feel so good right now. I don't like to swear on my channel, but this is fucking amazing. This is so good. Look at this place. Oh my god. Got this like whole beach and there's like nobody here. I just have nothing but good things to say about this place. I feel so at peace here. I'm not even afraid anymore. You know, I think if you just push through sometimes and you fight the urges to surround yourself with the comfort of others all the time, you can kind of learn how to find comfort in your own company. And I think learning to find comfort in your own company is so important. It's like a tree fort here somebody built. I had pizza for dinner last night and I ended up saving myself some for when I got to the wreck site tonight. And it was such a smart idea.
Pretty big bear dung right here. I guess there's probably a lot of bears here.
Little hut built in the forest. It's like a little stables. It says biscuit place right here. Kind of rotting down. I hope I come out of this trip with a lot more bravery and the ability to enjoy my own company and strive to sometimes find the peace in being alone, find the bravery to be out in the forest alone, and trust that the universe will protect me while I'm in these places. So I didn't get too much sleep last night. I'm pretty tired, but I decided to get up for sunrise. It's like 5 in the morning, 5:15 in the morning. The water's like glass, there's like no wind. Wake up feeling so good here. With all these little fish popping out of the water right now, I can totally understand how this would be one of the best whale watching places on Vancouver Island. Apparently there's tons of dolphins and tons of orcas around here. Such beautiful clear ocean water for Vancouver Island. Kind of went back to bed here for a bit. Been chasing sunrises and sunsets, so I've been sleeping in smaller increments. Pretty nice little sleeping setup that I got here, as you can see. Got a triple folded memory foam and my sleeping mat underneath, my sleeping bag, camping pillow, and my blanket hoodie. I swear by my blanket hoodie these days. When I was just falling back asleep, I swear I heard a dolphin call, and I was so tempted to just wake back up and go see it, but I was so tired. I love that I have this whole area to myself. It kind of looks like there's some caves over here. Went and picked up the bear mace. All the bear droppings around here. You just never know when you're gonna run into a bear. Hopefully I don't. There's just like so many places I think you can camp on this beach. It looks to be one of the caves right here. This is some sort of ecological reserve over here. Not gonna really go over there, I don't think. Super cool though. There's kind of a main reason I came to Naka Creek, and that's to check out something super spectacular that I haven't seen before. I have to kind of hike into where I'm going, and hiking alone in North Vancouver Island for me is terrifying. This is probably the bravest hiking I'll have done yet. My last 2 videos were on hiking alone and traveling alone and doing solo trips. This is probably a little bit riskier than that because there is a lot more animals out here. I woke up to new piles of fresh bear dung around my car, around the campsite. They weren't there last night. You know, I keep saying I kind of got to get to the bottom of this fear of being alone. Hopefully conquer it, you know. Hopefully conquer my fear of hiking alone, my fear of animals. That's why it's important that I go do this little hike. All right, hiking on my own in a northern part of Vancouver Island. It's gonna be worth it. What I'm about to see I think is gonna be one of a kind on Vancouver Island. I was so relaxed and now I'm not relaxed. Now my heart's going. This is cougar country. I gotta do this. I gotta get over these fears somehow, so here we go. Naka Creek. I think I'm gonna come back here like 10 times this summer. This place is so cool. So far, being here, I don't feel afraid. It's amazing what pushing yourself into discomfort can do for you. This is the craziest shit I've ever seen. Oh my god. I still think I have a lot to work on with my fear of being alone and the discomfort I get from that. But man, it feels so empowering to do this. Be out here in this place by myself in the North Island, you know, where there's tons of animals. Probably a pretty good time to get out of here before it starts raining or I get eaten by a cougar. Well, it's now time to say goodbye to Naka Creek. Drove to my little spot here one more time. When I was hiking to that waterfall, I felt so afraid and so scared. And then when I got there and I saw it, the anxiety started going away. And then right once I was able to climb behind the waterfall and found the trail that goes behind the waterfall, all of my anxiety went away. All my fear went away. Traveling to Naka Creek here, I had mixed emotions. I felt calm. I felt frantic. I felt afraid. I felt brave. I just felt it all. Leaving Naka Creek, I feel so fulfilled. It's so amazing what we're able to accomplish as human beings. We sometimes forget that we're actually in control of our brains. Our brains aren't in control of us. We have the control. We can take back the control. Loving yourself is something that can be learned. Being okay by yourself is something that can be learned. I hope people that have this fear of being alone, whether it be, jumping from relationship to relationship with people that they don't resonate with, or, the fear of going on trips or traveling by themselves, or just the fear of, being alone in general in any way, shape, or form. I hope these people can see this and get something from it. The way I feel right now is completely different than the way I felt on the way up here. There's so many things when it comes to our lives and our experiences that are interconnected. But the coolest thing about life that I'm starting to learn is that we can start to make new connections in our brains and start to rewire our brains for happiness and for contentment. We can rewire our brains to learn to love ourselves and love our own company. And that's a solid truth.